Okay, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Thank you for coming. I'm supposed to tell you now my personal story. And I'm sure each one of us has a story, okay? But if my story can help somebody, so this will be my benefit, my merit. So I will tell you my story. Because I'm coming from a very, very, very secular family. And in Israel, you have to understand, it's not like here. In Israel, religion, we have resentment to that, okay? I don't want to meet those Orthodox people. I'm afraid of them, okay? They are like the bad guys, okay? Because they want me to change my life. And I don't want to change my life, okay? I have a good life, I'm enjoying life. Don't disturb me, okay? So I was not interested in religion. Of course, I was a Jewish person and I was Israeli, but, you know, I have no masoret even, okay? Nothing in our home. Yom Kippur, it was a day off, that's all. Passover, maybe when we were young, we would do so many things, but after we grow up, it's not like cool, okay, to do Passover, let us seder with your parents. Very nice, mommy. You know, we are youngsters, so we want to do whatever we want. We don't want to do what our parents want. So I will just give you one example how I was like a ignoramus, okay, in Am Haaretz in Judaism. The only thing that, the only like ceremony, Jewish ceremony that I went through, it was my bar mitzvah, okay? Brit Milah, I don't remember anything, but, but they give me wine and I forget everything. But bar mitzvah, okay? This is the only time I went to a bet knesset till I was 25, okay? I will tell you at the end why I decided to go back to the Bet Knesset when I was 25, but the first time I was in Bet Knesset was when I was 13. I went to the Aliyah Torah, I learned the Haftarah, and this is the first time and the last time that I was in the Bet Knesset till I was 25. I will tell you the second time that I came to the Bet Knesset so you will understand how much ignorant I was. The second time I came to the Knesset, and I will tell you, of course, why did I get there. But for the beginning, I came to the Knesset, it was Friday. I was living in Herzliya. Okay, Herzliya, it's a town, it's a beach city in Israel. I was practicing, I was training in triathlon. You know what triathlon is? Triathlon, right. So I was practicing, I was training, swimming, biking, and running. Yeah. Swimming. Like that, look. This is dog swimming, you know? So I was training in the beach, and I decided to go to see a Bet Knesset. Okay, it was Friday, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm coming to a very far Bet Knesset from my home, because it's not like a very cool thing to go to a Bet Knesset. So I reached the Bet Knesset, very far from my place. I was knocking on the door, and an old person opened the door and asked me, you know, what do you want? I said, this is the Bet Knesset here? So of course, what do you think, the beach here? Because I went with bathing suit, okay? So I said, okay, I reached here, let's start. What we are doing here? He said, here you know, you're davening, we're learning Torah, but you came earlier. It's now 3 o'clock in the afternoon. There's nothing to do now. Come after 4 hours. It will be 7 o'clock in the night, and you'll see Kabbalat Shabbat, very holy thing. You know, come. I said, I will come. And then he asked me, have you been in the mikveh yet? You know, for Shabbos? I said, what mikveh is? I don't know anything. He said, mikveh, it's a holy thing. You know, purify yourself for Shabbat. I said, it costs money, those things? He said, of course, 5 shekels. So I'm looking in my pockets, I have no money. So he said, no problem, I will give you. So he gave me 20 shekel bill. And he said to me, bring it back whatever you can. So he called the person, Moshe, take him to the mikveh. Okay, this Moshe guy took me to the mikveh, and it was a very nice experience. It's like a small jacuzzi. Okay, it's nice. But my parents taught me, if somebody is giving you money today, bring it back tomorrow, okay? Because you don't want to forget that and come back in reincarnation or something like that. So on Friday, he gave me the money. Day after that, Shabbat. Small detail, okay? So on Shabbat morning, 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm opening my eyes, and I remembered, I didn't give him back the money. So where can I find him? Only in the Knesset, okay? This is the reservation of the religious people, okay? So I decided to go there to bring back the money. It was 30 minutes past 10. I came to the Knesset, doesn't matter how I reached there, okay? It's good I parked far away. So sorry, no. But I didn't know anything, okay? It's not I'm a bad person, I didn't know. So I came to the Knesset and I found all the people in the middle of the Kirat Torah. And the old person, the old Rabbi, saw me and said, oh, come in. Look, there is lights from the letters of the Sefer Torah. And I'm coming to look for the letters, for the lights. I don't see any lights there. So, okay, but I'm honoring, okay? So when there was that gap between the Olim Torah, I put my hand in the pocket, put out the 20 shekel bill, and I said to him, here's the money from yesterday. He is an old person, okay? He doesn't use to things like that in the Bet Knesset. So he shouted, Muktzeh! And I was shocked, who's Muktzeh is? I thought maybe it's a dog came into the Bet Knesset or whatever. I was looking back, we shouting about... So all the people, when he shouted Muktzeh, all of the people looked at me like, and I was waving with a 20 shekel bill. So everybody started shouting at me, leave it, don't touch it, it's forbidden. And I don't understand what they want from me, okay? It's just a paper, okay? No, you have to understand, in my mind, even it's forbidden for you, for me it's allowed, okay? You are religious, it's forbidden for you. For me, it's not a problem, okay? So I didn't understand what's happening. One of the people came to me and took my hand and shook it and leave it. I said, leave me alone. Let's go out and finish between us. For me, it was a shock. It's a miracle I stayed religious after that, okay? But this is that, it's like introduction, right, to the story, because you have to understand the last place on earth that I was dreaming to go, it's the Knesset. But my story began in the army. In the army, I was a commander of a tank. And in Israel, you have to understand it's very hard because you're 18 years old, 19 years old, and you are a kid. But you're taking a kid and putting him in a war zone. And you have to understand, even if you're a mature person, but it's hard. You see difficult things. You have to be very tough. And it's hard because, you don't used to that. Even though you're trying to get used to it and you're playing like Rambo and things like that. Maybe you don't know what Rambo is, but, But you're playing like, like a very tough person, but you are not. Very gentle. And we were in Lebanon. And as a commander of a tank, I have my crew. And we are inside Lebanon looking for terrorists that want to come into Israel. And it was night. And my best friend, we were raised together. We are neighbors. Our mothers are friends. He was sitting next to me. He's one of my soldiers. And we were sitting together on the tank, laughing, and, thinking what we will do after the army. We have a lot of, things that we want to do together. And we have a good life. And the Hezbollah made a tunnel that they went out of the tunnel inside of our place, and they started shooting us. And you have to understand, we weren't prepared for that. Because we are looking very far for terrorists. We didn't imagine that they will get underneath us, okay? So they started to shoot at us, and the first bullet hit my friend. And I heard the bullet next to my ear, like, but you have to understand, it's so terrified, because I'm the commander. I'm supposed to say, what to do now. How to react, how to, give back fire. And my friend was hit in his head, and he fell in my arms. And the last sentence that he said to me, Phanger, live also for me. And he died. So for me, it was a very, very important moment in my life. When he said to me, live also for me, I decided that he lost his life. He missed his life. He was young, he was 18 or 19 years old. So I decided in that moment that I'm not going to lose my life, okay? And I'm going to make the most of my life. And in a secular opinion, to make the most of my life, not to enjoy the life or things like that. I wanted to go to the academic world, to make a profession, to do something with my life. So as I was in the army, I started to do my first degree in psychology. It's called the Open University in Israel. So I did my first degree in psychology, and then I decided to learn alternative medicine, because psychology is nice, but sorry if there is psychologists here, but psychologists like a lot of talking, okay, yeah. But sorry, I really love that, but I want something practical, okay? I want to help people, I have no time, okay? And things like CBT and things like that, it was not so popular there then. So I decided to go to alternative medicine. I started to learn Chinese medicine. And after 3 years, a woman that specialized in Reiki came to Israel. Do you know what Reiki is? Reiki is a system of healing that they believe if you put your hands on the patient, energy will flow from the physician from his hand to the patient. Okay, very powerful, very nice, coming from the Buddhism. So I started to learn in Israel. This woman coming from upstate New York. This is my English is from there. Okay. And she came to Israel to teach Reiki. Reiki is divided to 3 levels. There's the first degree, second degree, and the master's. A master of Reiki, he can teach others also. So I started to learn in Israel, the first degree, second degree, and then this woman, she's a very famous woman. She's practicing Reiki all over the world. So she said to me, Phangar, you got a present from Hashem, okay, from above. All the patients that went through you said to me, Phangar is different, okay? He has that, okay, he has that. Oh, got it? Or, got it. He got it. Okay, yeah. So she said to me, I want to invest in you, okay? I want to offer you something. I really want you to come with me. I'm teaching the Reiki all over the world. Come with me, and everything that I know, I will teach you. And I was really surprised. I was very young there, 22, I think, maybe 23. And it's a very, tempting offering. So I decided to go with her. So we went to France, Germany, Italy, and then we reached to the United States, upstate New York, and then she qualified me as a master of Reiki. She's buying me, a place that I can work there. We started to become, not only teacher and student, and etc. I'm becoming a master of Reiki. I'm really succeeding in what I'm doing. I'm starting to teach Reiki. She bought me a Jeep. I have a place with a swimming pool. I have a good life. I really have a good life, but you will understand me. You know me. I'm a little bit extreme, okay? If I'm doing something, I'm doing that all the way, okay? So if I'm practicing Reiki, I want to be the best Reiki master in the world, okay, in the world. So she said to me, everything I know, I taught you. I don't know anymore. If you really want to be a best Reiki master, you have to go to the Far East. Learn Buddhism in general, meditations and spiritual things also in one of the monasteries in the Far East, and then you will be the best Reiki master in the world. So I decided to do that. So I'm leaving the United States. I was puzzled about where to go, maybe to India or Tibet or Japan. Japan is very expensive. Tibet was a little bit problem with security there. So I decided to go to India, and I found myself joining the monastery of the Dalai Lama up in North India. It's Dharmasala, it's called the place. And I'm becoming a Buddhist monk. I'm trying to, to learn everything. I have a translator in English. Everything that they are teaching, I'm learning. My teacher is the Dalai Lama, okay? I'm learning with him 3 times a day. I'm practicing all-day meditations. And after half a year, approximately a half a year, I got a message from the Dalai Lama. He said to me, that, I have enough time here. Now I have to, practice more deeply the things. And I'm asking, what do you mean? So they explained to me that until now you learn theory. Now you have to practice it deeply, but alone. So you have to go to another monastery in Rishikesh, so in the south, and you have to practice 2 things. First thing, you have to be in silent for half a year. Now you understand why I became a speaker. All my frustration, I'm sorry that you are my sacrifice. For half a year, you shouldn't speak with anybody, okay? They believe that if you talk, you lose energy. People, even that they are talking with you, they are drawing your energy. You can, if you're a woman, you can speak with your friend on the phone, and you feel like she's drawing your energy. You didn't do anything, just listening, okay? Of course, if you are talking, you're losing energy. So if I want to be a master of energy, I'm energy healing, so you have to protect, you have to, to absorb energy, not to lose it. So this is the first thing, to be in silence. The second thing, I have to practice yoga. I was a yoga teacher in Israel, so I had to practice from day to night, yoga all the time to purify my body so I can reach spiritual levels as they believe in that. So I'm going to Rishikesh, I'm calling my father and my mother. And I said to them, Mommy, Daddy, I love you, but for the next half a year, there's nobody to talk with, okay? I'm being silent, there's mute. So my mother said to me, son, we love you. Son, we trust you. Go ahead, we are behind you. Do that. Okay, you can do that. Son, we love you. Do that. I'm telling you that because after, a year or something like that, when I will tell my parents that I want to go to yeshiva, do you think the reaction will be the same? Do that, we are behind you. No. And we'll find difference, and it won't be hard. So in that time, I'm not dreaming of yeshiva. Don't be afraid. So I'm going to the other monastery, beautiful place, jungle. And in the middle of the jungle, there is a small monastery, 15 people there. You have to go back 300 years to understand the environment, okay? There is no electricity. There is no water. There is a river that you can take water from and take a shower from the river. But there is no hot water, okay? I'm doing a bath now. No. You're in the forest, you're in the jungle. What you are planting in the ground, this is what you are eating, okay? There is no, candies or chocolates. No. So it's nice in the beginning, okay? It sounds nice, exotic, wow, it sounds amazing in the beginning, okay? 1 week to be in silent, you can do that, okay? It's called Vipassana. It's easy, almost easy. But a month, start to be hard, very hard. 2 months, you have to speak, okay? I have an urge to take an Indian guy, Hodi, and to shake him and say exactly what I'm thinking about him, okay? It's very hard, okay? Somebody wants to speak with me? But I'm only with myself all the time practicing yoga and meditations. I can read, I cannot speak. I cannot speak also with myself. Because if I could speak with myself, it was nice. Phangar, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. But it's forbidden. Some people say to me, Phangar, who was watching you? You can, go aside. Nobody's seeing you. Speak a little bit. And I didn't say anything. What happened? So, if I will do that, I will cheat myself. And I'm a very serious person. I tell you, I'm a little bit extreme. So 3 months. And then it started to be really hard, okay? It's like a volcano inside of you, like wanting to burst, like ta-ta-ta-ta, ta-ta-ta-ta, ta-ta-ta, and it's stuck like here. And I really want to talk. Ah! And then one day, I was in the river. All the other monks were in the garden. And I decided I'm opening my mouth, and whatever will get out, okay? I'm not in control now, okay? I have to say something. So I telling you again, it's like a volcano. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta, and poof. When I'm opening my mouth, the only thing that's getting out of my mouth is psukim from the haftarah of my bar mitzvah. So you have to understand, I was in shock. Quiet! Phangar, something happened to you. Okay, we love you, Phangar. Come to daddy camp. What psukim has to do with me? You have to understand, bar mitzvah, I forgot it. Okay, it was 12 years then, before. I cannot remember things like that. If you were ask me before that, Phangar, you didn't spoke for 3 months. What do you think will get out of your mouth after 3 months of silence? I would say maybe a song of Israeli singer or something. Not psukim, okay? So for me, it was a shock, okay? But not because of that I will become Baal Tshuva. Of course not. So they were psukim. So what? People find it very hard to change. We are afraid to change. So we want to make excuses, Maybe you missed Israel, or maybe you're Torah teacher or whatever. So I'm calming myself down. Nothing happened, Phangar, we love you. Nothing happened. Continue with your life. 3 days after that, I'm inside my room. It's not really a room, it's a few blocks in each other. My room is the farthest room in the monastery. I'm really close to the jungle, okay? It's really frightening. There is monkeys that coming to steal our food, okay? So we have to really fight all our lives. So, and they knew that I'm from Israel, okay? And I was in the IDF, so I'm supposed to know how to deal with monkeys. So they really asked me, Phangar, you will be the closest to them, if something happens, deal with them, okay? So all the monks are going to sleep very early because there is no electricity. But I'm a night type, okay, person. So for me to go sleep earlier, it's boring. So I was practicing meditation in my room, and then I decided to go to sleep. So I have only candles, there is no light. So I'm closing the candles, and I have a strange feeling there is somebody with me in the room. My heart started pumping. I'm lighting the candle and start to, do a patrol. Ta-dum, ta-dum, ta-dum. And I don't see anybody. Okay, I'm alone there. But I thought maybe a guy of the monks are peeking on me. Let's see what the Israeli guy is doing there. But there's nobody there. I have no windows in my room. So I'm doing another search in my room, and there is nobody there, but I have a very strong feeling there is somebody with me, okay? Maybe a woman can understand that if you're going up on the stairs at night, let's say, for example, you came back home at 2 o'clock in the morning after reading Yמים, and why not? So you're coming back home after and you're walking up the stairs, and the light is turning on, and you think somebody's walking after you, and you're looking at the lights, and you're afraid. We have strange feeling that somebody's looking at us. So I'm sure there is somebody with me, so I decide to go to sleep outside. Change place, change lock, okay? Maybe there is no mezuzah, this is the reason. Stop, no, it was not. So I'm taking my mattress and have a sleeping bag. In one hand, I'm taking my mattress. In the other hand, I'm taking the head of the sleeping bag. And when I took it up, the head of the sleeping bag, a yellow scorpion fell from the head of the sleeping bag. And you have to understand, if I was supposed to put my head on the sleeping bag as every night, for the half a year, I'm supposed to put my head exactly on this creature, okay? And it's not good to put your head on creatures like that, especially not in India, because if he will bite you, after 3 hours you can say goodbye to everybody, and you have this, flight of El Al to your grandpa above. For the first time in my life, I have a very strong feeling there is somebody there that protects me. I don't know who it is, okay? I don't know what's his name, but I have a very strong feeling there is somebody there, because I cannot explain to myself, how can it be? 3 months here, I'm sleeping every night. I don't have a problem to sleep. I have no insomnia or something like that. But I have a very strong feeling that there is somebody is with me. And you have to understand, maybe you can hear my story and say, okay, Phangar, he was spiritual, he was running all the time with flowers in his ears, I don't know. I'm not like that, okay? I'm very logical. For me, I have a feeling that somebody is here. It's not my type, okay? But I have a very strong feeling. So I decided there is something. I don't know who it is. I don't know what his name, but I can wish all of us to feel it now, that Hashem is with us all the time. You are not alone, okay? But it's easy to think about it, it's nice. And I said to myself, okay, there is somebody up there, okay? He wants to protect me, okay. Till he didn't ask for me protection, I'm willing to believe in that. Not protection is? Okay. Protection is you have to pay to people that protect you. So if Hashem protecting me, I don't care. Thank you very much. I love you too. I continue with my life. Because of that, it became about Shuvah. What's that have to do with that? But a day after that, my story finished. A day after that, you have to understand the monastery there is no shop, a grocery shop, or things like that. You can buy things that you want. So you have to order. One time in 2 weeks, they are coming like pilgrims with donkeys from the city that they can bring you things that you are ordering. So I ordered candles, because I ran out of the candles, and toilet paper, or things like that you want. So they're supposed to come tomorrow. And I found it that I don't have any light, any candles left. It's night. So I was looking in my bag, and in one of the pockets, I found one candle, and next to it, I found like not a bencher, it's like a card, okay? When I flew from Israel, there is Chabad place in Israel, in the airport, so they're putting tefillin, okay? But I was flying in the night, so there was no tefillin. So they gave me a card. On one side, there was Shema Israel, okay, the first from the Torah. And the other side was Tfilat HaDerech. And they gave me this card and said, it will protect you. I asked them, how much does it cost? He said, it's for free. I said, okay, give me 2, and I will sell it to somebody, make money. So I took it and I put it in my bag and I forgot about it, okay? But in that night, when I was looking for candles, I found the candle next to this card. And I was looking at this card and Hashem gave me a feeling in my heart. Why shouldn't you try to do meditations, not with the words of the Reiki? The Reiki is based on 4 words in Japanese. They believe that those words, like symbols, they are doing the work of the healing. And when I was in silent, the only thing that I could say, not to say, but to practice meditation and say mantras, I can use those 4 words of Japanese. So I said to myself, you broke your silent, okay? You're supposed to start half year again. Ooh, oh, oh. I failed, sorry, okay? I didn't do that, you can relax. But I said to myself, you know, you tried all the time to do meditation with the Japanese words. Try to do that with the Hebrew words, okay? You have here Hebrew words, maybe holy words, it's from the Tanakh. Try to do meditation with that. So hear me good. For the first time in my life, I was sitting like that in my room, looking on this card, and I was puzzled what to say from this card. I'm supposed to take a word or a sentence or a verse and to say it loudly a few times. This is the way you're doing meditation. You're taking the mantra and repeating it over and over. So I decided to go to the headline, okay? I thought the headline, it's the most important thing. The headline was Shema Yisrael, okay? Wow. So the first time in my life, I'm sitting like that, looking on the headline, the verse, and I'm saying loudly, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. All my body started to tremble like that. I said again, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. All my skin started like goosebumps, okay? I was really trembling. I didn't understand what I'm saying, but all my body is trembling. And I'm saying to myself, you know, I'm years practicing meditation. Nothing, you know, excites me anymore. Nothing is, you know, doing that to me. The first time I say Shema Yisrael, all my body doesn't stop to shiver. So I asked myself what it is. What does this verse says? I want to know. I understand the Hebrew, but I don't know the meaning. So I want somebody to explain to me why this sentence makes something that nothing else did that to me. So of course the people in the monastery won't be able to explain that to me. They know other things. And I didn't want to go to Bet Chabad. I want to see to ask the dangerous people from Mea Shearim. I told you, I'm an extreme person. If you're learning, learn from the best, okay? Don't stop in the middle. So, in that night, I cannot go to sleep. I'm so excited, you can't understand. It's like I met somebody I didn't saw him for years. This is the feeling, okay? I'm so excited, like, you know, like young lovers. And I cannot explain to myself what happened. You know what happened, Phangar, you know. What happened? You're not a young person. I cannot sleep in the night. Day after that, the pilgrims are coming with things from the city. I'm taking one of the donkeys and I'm going with them back to the city. I didn't say hello to everybody there. Maybe they're still looking for me. I will come back to the monastery wanted. There was an Israeli guy who was here. I didn't say goodbye to anybody. I went to the city back. I called my parents and said to them, Mommy, Father, I'm coming back home. They asked me what happened, you know, 3 months, 3.5 months. What happened? I said, don't ask, I want to come home. So I took the first flight to Israel. I'm coming to my place in Herzliya. And before I'm getting into my home, there was like a bulletin board. There was a very big advertisement there. Lecture on mysticism of Judaism. Life after death. Entrance free. And I said to myself, okay, entrance free, I love. Okay, I really love it. And mysticism sounds nice, okay? It's not something that can obligate you. It's nice. It's nice to hear. In life after death, of course it's nice. So I decided to go to a lecture on Judaism of life after death. So I came day after that to the lecture. I came a little bit late, so only the first row was open. It was not occupied. So I was sitting in front of the speaker. And the speaker started his lecture. Near-death experience. And he's looking at me, did you understand? Say, yeah, I understood. Continue. Reincarnation. Did you understand? I say, yeah, I understood. I look back, maybe I'm alone here, okay? But I was not alone. It was the whole audience. But he took me like a project, okay? And you can imagine why. I was looking like a Buddhist monk. I was shaved with my head. And there are people put, kippah on their head to honor the occasion. I won't put kippah on my head, okay? Maybe he will take off his kippah. But I'm not going to put kippah on my head. So he continued the lecture. Seance. Did you understand? So, yeah, I understood. Did you understand? This is all the lecture. Did you understand? I understood. Did you understand? I understood. At the end of the lecture, he said, okay, finished. You have questions? I raised my hand. So there, you have a question? I said, no, I just want to say to you that I understood. So I have a question. Sorry that I'm asking. I have a question. You proved us that there is life after death, okay? I really appreciate that. It was wonderful, very powerful. I cannot argue with facts, okay? There is life after death, surely, okay? There is life after death. But sorry that I'm asking you, what it has to do with Judaism, okay? All the religions are the same, generally. All the religions will say to you, come with us, you will be in heaven. If you won't come with us, you will be in hell, okay? So what it has to do with your tzitzis and your kippah, okay? So he said to me, wow, you're asking a very good question. And you have to understand, he said to me, Judaism is the only religion on earth that can prove you that there is Hashem, and Hashem gave the Torah, so everything that's written in the Torah, this is the truth. If you want to know, there is a seminar now for academic people in Israel. Let's go together and see what the truth is. Are you coming? I said, I will come. He said, you're not afraid? I said, no. Because I was sure who is, giving the lecture there. Orthodox people, okay? Don't be offended, but I didn't think they are so wise, okay? I have a first degree in the university, okay? I'm very young, I know things in the world, okay? They don't know anything, only religion. They know how to daven very good. I can make them secular in a minute. This is what I thought, okay? So I decided to go there just to, quiet my conscience, my matzpun. So that I was there also. And I went there. I came to the seminar, 4 days. It was an organization called א.ג.ה. And I was in shock. Because the first lecture was on relationship, okay? And they said to me, no, go to hear that. I said, what the religious people can teach me about relationship? But they understand that. Nah. And I went into the lecture, and I was in shock. The lecture was so powerful, so wise, so deep, that I said to myself, wow, okay, they know what they're talking about, okay? I think I need to hear more of that, okay? And lecture after lecture. So after 4 days, I was standing on the stage, and I said in front of everybody, today, I want to confess, and I want to say to you that what I have learned here for 4 days, I haven't learned with all my 25 years that I'm alive. Now I know that there is Hashem. I know that He gave the Torah. I wrote all the evidence that you said. I'm going back to my university, and I'm going to check everything that you said here. But if it's true, I want to tell you, I want to become a Baal Tshuva. All the audience was standing, applause! I was sure, motorcycle, bring me home, red carpet, I'm Baal Tshuva, okay? You cannot imagine what happened to my parents when they heard that their son, not son, the son, okay? The son. I'm the most א.ג.ה, okay? The successful one, university and the army and whatever. It cannot be, okay? My mother started to cry, okay? What happened to you? Why are you going to religious places, okay? My father with an RPG, like that. I'm telling you, I just want to hear about Judaism. What happened? So this is the reason I went to the Bet Knesset that day. And after that, I wanted to learn more Torah. And I have to reach to the top of the story. I'm a Reiki master. Not a Reiki master, the Reiki master in Israel. I have to say the truth. So maybe all over the world. And a lot of people came to that heard that Phangar came back from the Far East, and he specialized in Reiki. So all over Israel came to courses in Reiki in my place. So I'm opening courses of Reiki. I'm not opening a course, at least I have 50 people. It's $300 for each, for 2 days. So I'm making a lot of money, okay? It's nice. $300 times 50 for 2 days, it's nice. So 2 days after 2 days, 2 days after 2 days, and I'm starting to be a little bit religious. You know, with a yarmulke, with the jeans, okay, nice, cool. But one day, a very frum woman, 2 women, came to a course of Reiki of mine. And they said to me, you know, you have to teach it to the Orthodox people also. You know, it's wonderful. They will love it. So no problem, you know, organize the religious people. I will come. And they organized 250 Orthodox women, frum women. And I came to give a lecture on the Reiki. And my mother, she is my secretary, okay? This is her nachat, okay? This is her nachat. Her son, so successful, wonderful. So it was a very good lecture. All the women were signing for courses of Reiki, and my mother is writing them down, and it said to me, Itzik, this was my name, Itzik, not Rav, not Fun, Itzik. Itzik, you know, you are becoming a millionaire, okay? Because you're full booked for the next 2 years, 2 years, full booked with seminars, treatments, and whatever, lectures. But, and there is all some, every time there is something like, but, have to ruin everything. A young woman came to me after the lecture and said to me, you know, excuse me that I'm asking you, but are you sure the Reiki is kosher? I said, I don't understand the question. We're not eating anything. Bring your food from home, okay? I really, it's okay with me. I said, no, it doesn't have to be with the food, you know. It's from the Far East, and we don't understand that, and we want to, like, reassure a stamp of a rabbi that it's okay. I said, I don't know rabbis. Okay, I'm just in the beginning. Please, you know, send me for one of the rabbis. I will ask him. So she said to me, go to Rabbi Zilberstein. Rabbi Zilberstein, the son of Rav Elyashiv, very, very, one of the biggest sages in Israel. And he's specialized, of course, in Torah, but also in medicine. So I said, no problem, I will go to him. And I went to the Rabbi Zilberstein. I'm sitting in front of him, and I said to him, you know, Rabbi, I'm practicing Reiki. Is it kosher? He said to me, what's Reiki is? I'm explaining to him 4 words in Japanese, and I'm doing initiations and things like that. After 20 minutes, I'm making him like a special in Reiki. And then I asked him, is it kosher? He said to me, no. I said, Rabbi, is it kosher? So he said, no. He's explaining me it's a problem with the words, it's the symbols, maybe it's idolatry. I said, Rabbi, maybe $1,000 will change your mind. I didn't do that. I'm about to very, you know. So for me, it was a shock, okay? You cannot imagine. I'm not wishing that for my worst enemies. Like all my life, my 5 years that I put into it, it's like blowing in your face. And I came back home. I was sitting in my salon alone, and I started to cry. I really was crying. I was really crying because I didn't know what to do. And I understood I have only 2 options. Or I'm going all the way with Judaism, so the Reiki is not kosher. Or, you know, I didn't hear what he said to me. Maybe he's wrong, maybe there's other rabbis. But I decided, you know, I'm not going to lose my life. So my only option is to leave everything. So I closed my eyes and I talked to Hashem. I said, Hashem, I just, you know, met you. I didn't know you for just few time ago. And I'm not asking you for honor. I'm not asking you for a career. I'm not asking you from you money. I'm just asking from you one thing. Please, Hashem, don't leave me. Don't leave me because I'm going to leave everything. And I heard the short time that I know you, that you are putting people through challenges. But you're not challenging a person only if he has the strength to go through that. And if you give me such a hard challenge, I have to believe that I have the strength to go through that. So I called my mother and said, Mommy, hear me good. Are you sitting? Cancel everything. All the seminars, all the workshops, all the treatment, the Reiki is not kosher. Silent behind the line. After 3 minutes, what's not kosher? It is kosher. Your mother is saying to that. Don't listen to rabbis. You're that too frum, you know, narrow-minded. I said, Mommy, no, it's not a plastiline. I cannot play with my life. If it's not kosher, it's not kosher. So cancel everything. I was really puzzled what to do. Maybe I'll go back to the university. Maybe I'll be a psychologist. Maybe I'll go back to Chinese medicine. I really didn't know what to do. So my friend told me, go to Reb Chaim Kanevsky. Ask him what to do. So I went to Reb Chaim Kanevsky and he said to me, we were in the monastery for a period of time. Can you go to a yeshiva? Try a yeshiva for 3 months and then decide whatever you want. So I decided I will do that. So I went to yeshiva called Or Sameach in Israel for 3 months. And after 3 months, I didn't want to get out. I found a beautiful world that I didn't know that it exists even. The world of the Torah, the world of Hashem. And for me, it was such a powerful experience that I decided to devote all my life to this way of living. So I went to another yeshiva, it's called Kiryat Malachi. After 9 months, I met my wife. She's a very righteous woman. I'm the dust underneath her legs. And she's not here, so I'm not embarrassed to say that, but she knows that. And today, I'm speaking to you 21 years after that. And today, I'm really a millionaire, but not with money, because I think to be a millionaire, has nothing to do with money. It has to do with your purpose in life, that you have answer to your questions. You know why Hashem put you in this world? And even it's not easy, but it's worth it. It's worth it. So just to finish the story, I have a brother 4 years after I became a Baal Shua, he became also. It's like infected, not infected, מדבק. Contagious, okay? My parents, I have to say something about them. I really love them. They are wonderful. But you have to understand, they took it so hard, okay? My name is Yitzchak. I'm named after my brother that was killed in 6-day war. When I told my mother that I want to become a Baal Tshuva, she started to cry, and she said to me a sentence, and you have to hear that. She said to me, in the war, I lost my brother. Now you're telling me that I'm losing my son. So for my mother, it was the worst thing in the world that can happen to her son. What happened? Okay, maybe we'll check the mezuzot. But let me finish on one thing with my parents. My parents, they are really nice, okay? My father is a computer engineer, very wise. The apple fall very far from the tree. Okay, I'm like an orange compared to him, okay? So my mother is a kindergarten, years, 1,000 years, I think. But they're really wonderful people, and their hobby is to dance, okay? They're dancers. Together, okay, like tango and things like that, blah, blah, blah. Competitions. And their dream was to dance in the wedding of the first child. They dreamed about it. And now I'm telling them, my wife is Orthodox from birth, okay? She made a mistake, won't marry me, but this is her problem. So you understand? The wedding was, of course, separate. So my mother said to me, I'm not coming to this wedding. I'm not going without your father, okay? I've never been without him, okay? Very quick, quick? No, Hamud. Cute, very cute. But, of course, they came. And I have to tell you why I'm telling you that. Because in the middle of the wedding, my mother called me from the women's place and said to me, if you had to become a Baal Shua to marry this woman, it was worth it. Because I'm telling you, it's just ignorance. They didn't understand what it is. Today, my parents are really, really happy, of course, because, they have a lot of grandchildren because of me, because my brother, and they can see the difference. It's two worlds, but it's ignorance. They don't understand. So the reason I'm here, I'm telling you the truth now, I don't want to be a speaker. I wanted to learn Torah. I have a lot of things to catch on. And my wife wants me to be an avrech, to be a ben Torah. So I decided 10 years of my life after I will be married, I'm just learning Torah. After 10 years, I went to Rabbi Zilberstein. And he said to me a story that changed my life. He said to me that every year, in the same date, a very old person, a Holocaust survivor, is coming to him and crying. And Rabbi Zilberstein asked him, why do you come here every year in the same date? So he told him that he lost all his family in the Holocaust, except one brother. They stayed last. And his brother, he and his brother was in the same concentration camp. And the Nazis, יימח שמם וזכרם, they used to do like an order every morning to see if you are qualified to work or not. You have to stand in line 5 o'clock in the morning. If you weren't in this line, you weren't come to any line again in the world. They will kill you. One day, we worked so late that we have only like a quarter of an hour to go to sleep. I was afraid to go to sleep. Maybe I won't raise up in the morning in time to go to the order. Misdar, it's called in Hebrew. But my brother was so tired, he wanted to sleep a little bit. So he asked me, please wake me up to the Misdar, to the order. So I said to him, no problem, I will wake you up. And another officer of the Nazis saw me walking around and took me to work. And from the pressure and the tense, I forgot everything. I forgot my brother, I forgot the order, and then I saw everybody standing in the line. And I was looking for my brother, I didn't see him. So where is my brother? So I ran into the rooms, and I reached his bed, and I saw him lying on his bed with a bullet in his head. And I cannot forgive myself. Why didn't I wake up my brother? So Rav Zibashan said to me, you know, Phangar, Hashem love you, and he woke you up. But your brother is working on the street now. Your sister, your brother is going on the street now. And maybe after 120 years, their soul will ask you, why didn't you wake me up? Why didn't you wake me up? So you cannot think only on yourself. Okay, Baruch Hashem, we have room, we have good kids. Think about other people. So this is the reason I decided to go to be a speaker. In Israel, we are working all day, all over Israel, also abroad. So we came here just to let you know that Hashem really loves us. And there is a lot of children of Hashem that doesn't know Him. And our responsibility is to let them know that. Not to, persuade them or, just open your door. And if they will see your light in your home, maybe they will want it also. So I want to thank the Dabur that brought me here. Thank you for being here. And I just want to say thanks to Hashem that bring me here. Toda rabba.